get yourself a cast iron Dutch oven, because you know what time it is? It's time for Top Jimmy to cook pastalaya. Oh, nice people, it all starts with those fresh ingredients, and we have got nothing but fresh today. Let's start right up here up top. A pound of chopped pork, fresh. I used a pork loin today. You can use the type you like. Right here, a pound of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And you might be looking at that and saying, that looks kind of frozen. You are correct. A little life cooking hack for you right there. I freeze my chicken just a little bit so I can cut it a lot easier. It does actually work, folks. You can work with it a lot easier. How about some andouille for you, straight out of Louisiana? You better believe it. There's that fresh garlic. I'm throwing every bit of that in. 2 ribs of celery. Here's your green onion. There's that Vidalia. Are you kidding me? You can't top a Vidalia. Green bell pepper. There's our browning sauce, which comes into play later. How about our seasonings? There's nothing like the PI-YAHHHH. There's nothing like the frag out flavor. Some salt and pepper. There's a couple of beef bouillon cubes for you. And I'm not joking, that is hot sauce in a grenade. The General's. How about a can? Cream of chicken soup for you. 1 pound of bow tie pasta. You can use the pasta of your choice. King of all knives. Slice you right up. It all starts in the cast iron Dutch oven. Let's chop some vegetables. Whoa, do you see cast iron? Do you see it, people? The heat right there is between medium and medium high. You want it just a little hotter. And before we begin, you're going to start with your pork. We're going to cook that pork down. There goes a little bit of oil, just enough on the bottom. I'm going to do a little moving and moving and moving on our cast iron. You want to move that oil around just a touch so everything gets covered. That was avocado oil, by the way. You can use whatever kind you like. And in is going our pork. Here it comes. There you go. Sounding good. Good sizzle right there. Now what we're going to do for our pork is we're going to go ahead and hit it with our salt and pepper. A pretty generous amount. You don't need it all right now. And what we're going to do is work that pork around. You know, it's got a little bit of fat. And I'm going to actually let that pork sit just like that for just a few minutes. It's going to start to cook. The fat will render just a touch, and it will pull itself away from the bottom of the cast iron, which is going to be a great way to start. So that pork is going to stay in there about 20 minutes. Now look at this. Seared it off for just a touch. Now watch how it releases from the bottom like that. You've got a little bit of a sear on it. That's what you want. And it's not sticking. See how my spoon or spatula, call it the PI-YAHHHH spatula, will release from the pan. Good job. Now at this point, I'm going to turn my heat down to about medium low. I'd say about, well, between 3.5 and 4 on a scale of 10. We're going to let that pork continue to cook. Oh man, that looks great. There we go. Are you kidding? We are back. Look how the pork has turned. Just a fantastic job here. Looking good. That's the way you want it. All right. And see how there's not a lot of fat or grease rendered out? That's what you want. And now, good people, it's time for all that chicken. And there it is. Yeah. Still got some cold on it. Like I was saying, I did do some freezing of it. And it's going to sit right there. And you know what kind I like. I got to have that frag out flavor, folks. There's nothing like frag out. This is the Combat Canary. Veteran owned, veteran operated. Poultry seasoning, any kind. So I'm going to get that. It's going to go in some of the pork, but mostly the chicken. And you don't have to overdo it. It's very, very good stuff. A lot of different wonderful things in there. Stir that in. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. It's going to taste good too. Stir it in. Fold it in. And again, because it does have some coldness to it, this is going to cook 10 minutes. And don't get on my case now slap nuts about saying things like, oh, cross-contamination. No, 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 no. We're not eating this right now. It's going to take a long time before we start eating, so we've got plenty of time. 10 minutes on the clock. Oh, that's going to look fantastic. Guys, check this out. I absolutely just drilled it. Look how the color has changed. See how the chicken pieces are a little smaller than the pork. A little cooking life hack for you. That'll help you out with some presentation maybe, some texture maybe. But the chicken has cooked perfectly. Wow. And guys, the frag out flavor really does make a difference. Now, at this point, guess what we're going to do? This is actually going to come out. Got my Ninja spoon. Drain everything on some paper towels here. All this comes out. and we prepare to add our andouille. Yeah, doesn't that look like a glorious mess down there? I think it's time for some andouille. Chicken and pork are sitting out on the side. They're going to drain. Look at that great looking andouille, guys. Fantastic. Can you do some andouille? I sure can. In it goes. Now, there's a couple of vegetables with it. We don't care. Now, your andouille has got some good fat content in it, so it's going to render down also. I'm going to leave that on the bottom of your pot, or cast iron Dutch oven, as I am using. 10 minutes, people. Wait till you see the beauty when this stuff renders out. Did I promise you? Did I promise you it was going to look great? Look at that stuff, you guys. Wow. And here's some of the beauty of cast iron. Look how I'm stirring around. Nothing sticking to the bottom. Now, if you're using a heavy bottom pot instead of cast iron, you might have some browning down there. That's fine. You're going to be getting rid of that as we move in the vegetables and stir them around. I'll get to that. But we're done here. All the andouille is going to come out now, and we're going to get ready for veggies. Woo! Looking good in the old cast iron. See what I left in there? Some of the fat, the oil that renders out. But guess what it's time for now, folks? It's time for the vegetables. Veggie tables. They're all coming in at one time. Look at that. Hey, don't forget to get them out of there. There you go. How about some of that fresh garlic? Here it comes. Boom! There it is. Now at this time, you're also going to do what we all love. You got to season it. Shameless product placement. There is the PI-YAHHHH. We all love the PI-YAHHHH. My favorite seasoning. The best Louisiana Cajun and Acadiana seasoning I've ever used. About a tablespoon of that. Yeah. Guess what we're going to do now? We're going to start stirring. Now, as you notice, I'm going to actually fold this in to get in the garlic and all your vegetables and everything. Now, again, like I was saying a little earlier, if you have a heavy bottom pot instead of cast iron, you may have noticed a little browning, you know, right there in the middle. Now, as you're stirring your vegetables like that, if you're using that kind of a pot, you're going to see that disappear because the moisture from the vegetables is going to remove that out. But right there is where you see your browning, and you may think, oh, I burned everything. No, you didn't. But cast iron, you're not going to see that. And the reason I left the fat from the andouille in there, oh, that's like rocket fuel. See, it's already coated these vegetables, and we are ready to go. Now, this is going to take a while. These vegetables are going to cook right here for an hour. Yes, absolutely an hour. We're going to do some stirring halfway. See you in a few. Look, 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 look. How everything has changed. Those vegetables are cooking down. We're about halfway through our process right now. Different color. It's starting to cook down very, very nice. And at this point, you're going to put in your 2 beef bouillon cubes. There you go. Get those broken up. Be back in a bit. All right, people, through the magic of time and a little bit of a controversy with the local power company, I'll have to explain that to you some other time. We're back. And after an hour, look at the color here. All our vegetables are cooked down. See how dark they got? Really, really good. Now, here's what you're going to do next. I'm actually going to start with just a touch of chicken stock. Not much. Just a little like that. And we're going to loosen up the bottom of the pan like that. Plus, it'll give you just a touch of extra flavor. See how you had just a few things down there? Also, and then we're going to put in 3 cups of water. Plain water for here. Just like that. Going to get that stirred around. Now in next is going to go our kitchen bouquet. This is our browning sauce. Used in jambalayas, gumbo, things like this. About a tablespoon, that ought to do you. Was that a tablespoon? I hope that was close enough. And then, the one and only. Some people like to put a touch of cayenne or hot sauce. I am too, like I said at the beginning. We have the General's hot sauce right here. It is in a grenade. Isn't that hilarious? Veteran owned, veteran operated. Let's put a dash in there. There you go. That wasn't a whole lot, was it? Well, too bad. We're going to get everything stirred right here. Looking good. Now, if that's not enough water, we can add a little more because in now is going to go a can of cream of chicken soup. Here it comes. Oh, every bit of it. I'm going to tell you guys something. If you want another life hack, how do you get your cream of chicken to pop out just like that? put holes in the bottom of the can. You think I'm joking? That's what I did. It really works. How did I get the holes in the bottom of the can? I put a nail in there, hammered it down. And for those of people who think I'm lying, let me quote that Born Identity. Sorry, the Born Identity. Why would I lie? There you go. Doing a little more stirring. We're going to get that cream of chicken dissolved a little bit, and in next comes our 16 ounces of pasta. Check that out, everybody. Going to move that around just a little bit and move our heat up to a medium high. You want this to come to kind of a little bit of a boil. See how that works? And at the same time, we're going to make sure your pasta is covered, just like that. And see how I just got enough liquid in there only to cover it. That's all you need. Now at this time, how about our meat that we cooked earlier? It's coming back. Every bit of it. Here it comes. We're going to stir that in, fold that in. Boy, that was looking good. You know, while we had a time out, so to speak, I actually did some sampling of the pork and the chicken and the andouille. They just turned out fantastic. So what we're going to do is preheat our oven to 300. Now, I've already done that. I've preheated the oven. This is going to get covered after it comes to a, you know, I'm going to say what I call a small boil, or a very, very high simmer. Just like that. Looking good. When that comes to the boil that we want, I'll cover it, and in it goes to the oven. Can you guys see that boil? Oh, wow. And see how I've gotten everything, pushed the pasta down? Wow, looking good. Oven preheated to 300. Let's put the top on it. We will see you in 1 hour. How about that? Just came out of the oven. 1 hour, 300 degrees, sitting on top, extremely hot. Be careful, good people, be careful. We're gonna let it sit on its own, 5 minutes. You guys ready for the big reveal? I think we need to cue some church music here. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna lift it right up. And here we go. Oh, look what I did. Will somebody find the yellow tape? We got a crime scene here. Unbelievable. Now, you see how it's cooked down. Everything's turned brown. What you're going to do now, and this is one of the reasons that you actually let it sit. All the liquid absorbs into the pasta. And you see how some of the top looked a little less than al dente, or not moist. This is what you do. Top to bottom, bottom to top, or fold it in, and it re-moisturizes all that stuff. Look at this, guys. Wow. Now you're talking. I do believe it's time to plate it all up and start bragging on yourself a little bit. God, this is gonna be good. Can you say, Lord have mercy? I tell you what, people, the joint be jumping when the band be bumping. Look at how this turns out. There goes my fork. Tell you what we're gonna do. Add on just a touch more of that PI-YAHHHH. What do you say? Around the top, I got a little green for you. There goes a little parsley. Makes it look a little bit better for the presentation. Look how this turned out, you guys. The pasta, the chicken, the pork, the andouille, all your vegetables. Look at that. There's your first bite, which belongs to me. Oh my goodness. Wow. Sure do hope you guys enjoyed it today. The pastalaya, which is going yummy in my tummy. I hope you guys will like and subscribe, and make sure you leave comments on this dish. Have you made pastalaya? What did you think? That helps other people find the video. Also, you won't miss out on any more of the fun that we're having when we cook wonderful things like this. Oh, I gotta eat. We will see you next time, right here.